Welcome back, folks. This is Shane. Today we're checking out this Danelectro 59M NOS Plus electric guitar. Let's take a look. Here's the guitar up close. Now this sparkle finish is pretty wild. I really like it. It's the same on the back as well. It's called Metal Snowflake and I really like the look of it. You get a three-way toggle switch, a tone and volume control for the neck pickup, which is here. The volume control is this bottom one. I'll have a little bit to say about that coming up. And the tone control is the top one, and same for the bridge pickup. That's the volume control. And that's the tone control over there. We get two lipstick pickups, and these are actually really cool. They sound great. They don't sound like a Strat. They do sound very different. They have their own unique character, and that's one of the cool things about this guitar. Now, in terms of the scale length, it's a 25-inch scale length, and we have 21 frets. Just how the neck feels in the hand is great. It really feels nice. You don't have a lot of access up to the higher frets. Unfortunately, thanks to the way that this sort of strap implementation is, as well as just the shape of the actual join here. But otherwise, just in terms of how the actual neck feels in the hand, it feels great. It's very similar, I guess, to maybe a standard Player Series Strat or something like that in terms of its actual shape. It is a high gloss neck though. It doesn't stick or anything either, so you don't have to worry about that. It really feels great. Now, in terms of the tuners, we get the Cluson style tuners at the back, as you can see, and there's no branding on them or anything, and that's the headstock right there. It's sparkle as well, so it matches the body. Oh yeah, one other notable point too is the nut is actually metal. How about that? Now, in terms of the weight of the guitar, one of the great things about it is it's actually lighter than my standard Mexican-made Stratocaster from a few years back. So yeah, it definitely is lighter than this, just as a comparison. So a lot of people know how heavy Strats usually are, so this does have a little bit of, I guess, weight relief compared to that. So that's pretty sweet. Overall, looks pretty wild. Firstly, a massive thanks to Danelectro for sending this out. I really appreciate it. If you want to find out more about this guitar, I'll leave some links in the description below. Now, this will be a pros and cons review, so at the end of the video, I'll give you my final thoughts about it and who I think this guitar is aimed for. It's definitely not for everybody, but what it does it extremely well. There's just a few things about it I kind of wish was changed around a little bit, but we'll get to that at the end. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Today I'm plugged into the Fender Tone Master Twin Reverb on the vibrato channel. I have the volume of the amp up at about 4.5. I have it mic'd up with an SM57 style microphone and also a Rode M3. So let's give this a shot clean to start with, just with some chord stuff on the neck pickup. It has that nice steely sound to it, over to both pickups with both volumes and tones all the way up. And over to bridge. Got definitely a bite about it. Let's try that with some overdrive now, thanks to the Royal Flush. This is bridge pickup. Great lead tone, that bridge pickup. Over to both pickups. Let's try both pickups now with the neck pickup down just a hair. And over to neck. Now you might sort of be wondering whether or not this feels like a Strat to play. It doesn't at all. It feels completely different, and the tones I'm getting are very different as well. These lipstick pickups definitely have their own vibe. Let's try some more clean stuff now, and then I'll click on an overdrive pedal as well. I'm going to start on the neck pickup. Here we go. Over to bridge. Now where I think this guitar shines in terms of its rhythm guitar, it's kind of for that J.J. Cale-ish kind of stuff, you know that. And that's just with a little bit of overdrive thanks to the Royal Flush. Let's now take a look at the tone control, and for this section I've added a little bit more drive and just a bit of delay as well. This bridge pickup with the tone all the way up. About half. Good tone, and all the way off. So all the way off does what you'd expect, a little bit up from off. And all the way up. All right, over to neck pickup with the tone control just up from off. A little bit more. And all the way up. Thanks for watching, folks. My name's Shane. A massive thanks firstly to Danelectro for sending this out. I really appreciate it. If you want to find out more about it, links will be in the description, probably also in the pinned comment down below as well. So what do I think about this overall? So firstly, visually, it's awesome. It's nice and lightweight as well. The neck feels good in the hand. The fret edges are pretty good. They're not great, but they're pretty good. Overall, it's a pretty solid instrument. Tuning stability wise, it's also very good. These are still the same strings that have turned up on the guitar. I like the three-way toggle switch. It's nice and simple. My first criticism is these volume controls. The volume control should be the white one. The tone control should be the black one. Less people are probably going to be using the tone controls over the volume controls. So make the volume controls the easiest ones to grab. And it's just very similar then to other guitars. Like if I was to pick up a Strat, you know, you grab the top of the actual control knob, and that makes a bit more sense to me than grabbing this thing and trying to turn it around. I feel like in the heat of the moment, that's something that will definitely get me caught playing at a gig. Is just you instinctively go for the top control, but that's the tone. So I don't really like that design, but that might not be a deal breaker for everybody. The other huge criticism I have of it is the way that the neck joins the body. It's really, really tough to sort of play up high on this guitar. Your thumb sort of bashes into the back. It's just a big sort of rectangle or square here at the back. And it's not so bad once you don't have a strap on the guitar, but once you do, it sort of makes it even a little bit harder to play up high. I really struggle playing sort of past about F sharp on this guitar, where others I can get really far up and play in A, no problems, but I can't do that on this guitar. So that might also be a deal breaker, but most of the people that are probably buying this would be more into sort of like rhythm guitar parts. At least that's the way I feel about it. I don't feel this is an extremely strong sort of lead instrument, in my opinion. That's just the way I feel about it. I've played a lot of guitars recently, and this one doesn't strike me as sort of like a shred machine or anything that I would love to just play really great blues on, because of that reach limitation. It really does make it tough, but it feels good to play anywhere below about the 12th fret. So if you're that kind of player, you'll definitely get a kick out of it. Now, in terms of some of the positives, I love the rhythm tones. I love the clean tones. I think it just sounds really great. It's got a very classic type of sound. I would use this on my JJKL tribute album if I had it at the time. I think this would be a really great guitar for that kind of sound. So if you want to play some slide and you want to do a few other things like that, it's a really great option. So yeah, in terms of just quality though, and my small nitpicking things aside, the quality of this guitar might be some of the best out there for its price that I've had a chance to play. Recently reviewed one of the other ones that had the humbucker in the bridge that you could also split coil. This one doesn't have any of those issues with feedback or anything like that. If you missed that video, I'll leave a link up in the cards. This is just a really straightforward, in my opinion, rhythm guitar for an electric guitar player who wants single coil tones but wants something very different to a Strat. These do sound different. I really like the vibe of them as well. So overall, yeah, it gets the thumbs up. Just a few little things about it I don't like, mostly to do with the control layout. I really feel like they shouldn't have made the volume control the big dial underneath. It should just be the top one. I just think that's one of the flaws. Is this the best one of these that I've played from Danelectro? Probably not. I'd probably say that the 84 Danelectro Strat is probably my favorite so far. But yeah, if you missed that video, I'll try and find it and link it up here as well. A massive thanks again to Danelectro for sending this out. Check out all the links in the description. Let me know what you think of the guitar and the tones, and I'll catch you soon. See ya.